Good morning, everyone, and happy Mother's Day. And thank you for all the ones that are online. They're tuning in to us today, and happy Mother's Day to you, too. My name is the Reverend Dr. Lewis Gates, and I am the current pastor here at Colby Temple. Actually, the Davis Hall, but we will be back there shortly. So, hopefully by the next month, we will be back in Colby. We're hoping. Praying for that. So, my talk today is a little bit about history of the organization, history of the camp, but a little bit of what I've learned from Cassadaga. So I want to talk about energy, body energy, vibrations of actually connecting to yourself. And really, when I first came out here to this organization, there was Harry Fogel, Reverend Harry Fogel. He used to live back here. He's a medium and healer. And he used to be one of the major workers in this organization. And Harry would greet you at the door with a couple of dowsing rods. And he'd get you as you were coming up his sidewalk. And he'd swing his door open and he'd check his dowsing rods. If the dowsing rods weren't good for Harry, you would not get in his office. He would just shut the door and walk back into his office and not say a word to you. He just wouldn't talk to you if your energy was not good. And I thought that was always funny because I walked up to his house one day and he had his dowsing rods, and I guess they were good for me, so he invited me in, so I guess I was okay. But at some points, he wouldn't let people into his office unless those dowsing rods did exactly the energy that he felt should be happening. Then we had Virginia Bullock, who was an extremely powerful healer here. She lived in Harmony Hall. She used to work down the Healing Temple at that point. But she used to feel energy and the vibrations and empaths, and she used to feel energy around people and the connections to that. And we've had a lot of mediums, a lot of people, a lot of healers here in the organization. Reverend June Smith, Reverend Virginia Bullock, Reverend Virginia Hutchinson. Well, I can go through a lot of names of healers and people that used to work here, and they used to deal with the energy of the vibration. And what I want to talk about today is the two bodies that we need to be connected to in our lives, the two bodies. And that is our spiritual and our physical body, spiritual and physical. My father used to tell me when I was young that where two or more are gathered, there I am. Well, I don't think God was really talking about two other people gathering with you. I think it was two or more are gathered. Spiritual, physical, gathered. We as individuals have to bring both those vibrations together. We have to get on the same page with our physical body and our spiritual body. It's when we say things in our lives, we say things, we really want something to happen. We really, oh my God, we want that to happen. But what happens is our spiritual body's going, no, you don't. No, that's not happening. So then that voice is telling a different story. It's writing a whole different chapter in your book. That's why you have to get that chapter or write that chapter yourself and quiet that vibration. And through working at this and through the affirmations, through connecting to your physical body, you can actually change that voice that radiates within your head. It takes time. It takes vibrational time to do that. But once you get it, it starts to clear that voice, makes it more in line with the physical. So your physical expression is as perfect as your spiritual expression. And what you really want to do is get your spiritual expression to radiate through your physical form. That's what you're trying to do. I know it's hard in our lives. We come across people in our lives, but sometimes people are brought into our vibration because they're trying to show us what we need to change in our lives. The ones we don't like, the ones we like, oh my God. But they're the ones we go, why I shouldn't be dealing with them. But they're probably the ones trying to show us what we need to change, what we need to put in motion in our lives, what we need to connect to. When Eleanor Harding was down here at the end of this street, she was an Indian princess, and she was actually from Lilydale, and she used to live down here on Stevens Street. And she used to walk in Eleanor's house at night. She'd invite you in, and there was Indians up on the second floor drumming. They were in spirit, but you could hear these drums going bum, 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 bum. when you walked in her house. And I thought that was the most awesome thing, because you walk in her house, the drums started. The drums started. They ushered you into the house, which I thought was kind of cool. And Eleanor was this, you walked in Eleanor's house, and across her walls, especially in parts of the house, was nothing but affirmations. She took these affirmations and she made them like wallpaper. So you walked in those rooms, you would just see affirmations everywhere. And she said, I put those up so every time I see them, I repeat them. So she would change her mind thought. Even if you went through your house and you put up post-it notes, you put up post-it notes throughout your house. And every time you saw an affirmation, a vibration, you repeated it. It might not mean something right away, but after a while, it starts to take seed, starts to take root in the vibration. Might not change you overnight, but over time, it starts to revamp, reset. A lot of us have gone through trauma in our lives, situations in our lives that we can't really forget. We can forgive, but we can't forget certain situations in our lives. So we have that eating at us back behind the thing. That's what we have to quiet, this vibration. I'm always a true believer that there's nothing that we can change behind us. We can only change what we're going in front of us. Behind us has already happened. It's already set in stone. It's done. All you can do is to visualize what you want in front of you, what you're taking the next step, the next vibration. So when spiritualism is more about taking responsibility for yourself. There's no devil that we believe in, so you're not going to blame it on the devil because we don't believe in the devil. You can't blame it on somebody else because it's you. Everything is you. Everything presides back to you. When you go back to the spirit world, it isn't somebody judging or saying, oh my God, you're the person. You are the judge. You're the executioner. You're the district attorney. You are the jury box. Everything is you. It's how you talk to yourself, how you feel about yourself. Protects your health, your well-being, your prosperity in your life, and your relationships. It's how you propel in your vibration. When people go through divorce, well, they give it about a month and a half, and they're out trying to get married again. They haven't got time to change the energy. They didn't change the vibration. They just kept the same energy that they got divorced from. And you walk in someplace, what do people see? They don't see a new energy. They see the same old energy that you propelled and got you out of that marriage, out of that divorce. Now they see that. It takes 12 to 15 months to kind of radiate and get rid of that energy and radiate you to a new space. You get a divorce, take a vacation, relax, stay away, because you're just attracting things that you'll have to put together or fix. So remember, when you're looking at where you want to be, try to change the energy first. If you're coming out of some negative situation in your life, give it time before you try to move to something else. Give it a little time to kind of revamp, reset, and re-envision. It takes time for your guides to run and try to gather things and bring them to you. We have a whole situation in life, we want things too quickly. When I do seances and things here, people want things to happen in a room. Oh my God, they want it right now. They want poof. It doesn't happen that way. It takes time for spirit to work with the energy flow with the group, the energy flow with what's going on around you. I live here in Cassadaga. The energy flow within this organization is what actually affects my spiritual body. I have to either go with the flow or I try to find my own flow. But I can't fight against the flow. That's what gets you in trouble. When you try to fight against the current, you either follow the current that you want to be in or find some new current that you can go peacefully. There's no sense of fighting the current, because if you do, it becomes a little detrimental to your vibration. It affects your health, well-being within your being. So it's that spiritual body that you have to talk to. You have to visualize. Now I tell people a little exercise you can do in your life is just sit quiet. Don't even bother you. Ask out loud. The spoken word has energy. Ask out loud what you think you need in your life. And close your eyes. Get quiet. See what that inner voice tells you. What is that voice telling you once you ask for that? What does it say to you? Are you going to get it? Or do you have to do some work to move in that direction? what you hear from the spirit world. That's what you're really kind of connecting to, working in that vibration to try to get the two voices in hand. Because once you start telling yourself, I don't like that, I don't want to do that, your guides will listen to you. They'll propel things in motion for you. When I teach mediumship here, the question is, as I tell people, you can get yourself in a habit of situations in your life doing mediumship. You can get yourselves in this major habit within your life. And it takes an awful hard time, a lot of energy to break a habit once it propels itself within your life. It takes a lot of time to kind of pull that back out of your vibration. So when you're seeing things in your vibration you don't particularly like, don't try to follow that current. Set a new current, set a new vibration, new path within the vibration. Say, no, we're not doing that. Once you start telling your guides, it might be a little stubborn, but if you keep doing it, say, no, I'm not doing that. They will move you to a different path, a different vibration of your choosing, not because Spirit says, we're going to mess with you today and take you off on a journey. It is of our choosing that we make that journey. It's our vibration, our choosing. The designations in your life have been chosen. They've been placed within your vibration long before you got here. Designations to help, to encourage, to hold, the universal energy, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it, they've already been put in motion. The free will and choice in your life is not that. The free will and choice in your life is the journey you take to that. That is the free will and choice we have in our lives. It's not the designations, it is the vibration of what we bring in our lives. What path you pick, what journey you pick. It's not like, let's make a deal. Door 1, door 2, or let's take door number 3. But which door do you take? Which vibration do you move into? I love it when I'm in spiritualism now, and I've been in this religion most of my life. But I tried other religions. I was in Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism. I've been into the isms for quite some time. I've been traveling through the isms for a while. But I always came back to here. I always came back to this religion. Now, I've taken parts of the other religions, and they kind of radiate to me, but I live within this religion. Everybody in this room is never going to give up your true belief system in your life. You're not. Whether you were raised Catholic, because Spiritualists, we're just all a bunch of Reformed Catholics. That's all we are. So the question is, if whatever religion you are, you're still going to take pieces of that vibration within your being and still keep it there. You're not going to chase it out. You're going to be there. You're not going to throw it away and go, no, pieces of it. This religion started with Methodists, Quakers, all these other different religions. It was not a spiritualist religion when this started, when the Fox sisters heard the raps. There was no spiritualist religion. There was just a movement. All these people came together from all different phases of life and all different religions. That's why a lot of our hymnals, a lot of our vibrations are Christian, Methodist, different vibrations, different music, different situations, because the influence from these other religions propelled itself within this religion. We were not just a born religion. We were a created religion. Not a born one, a created, from other avenues, from other vibrations. So that's why you see different belief systems within this religion, because it is where you have Christian spiritualists, you have this, you have that, you have this. There are different vibrations of this religion playing out throughout the world. So when you're looking at this, don't think, oh God, I'm going to have to change. We don't ask you to change. We just ask you to kind of get an idea of what the principles are. Try to place yourself somewhere in the principles. I went to Ed Conklin talk last week about natural law. And I used to attend a lot of Eloise Page's classes, and a lot of Eloise Page's classes when she was teaching out here at Marie Lillis. But the question here is, natural law has a whole question of, is a lot of perceiving of natural law. Natural law plays itself out as God's law, but how it perceives itself in your life. Everything is how you see it. I can bring you a natural law and give it to each and every one of you. Every one of you would have a different aspect of that natural law. You wouldn't see it exactly like someone else. You would see it like you see it, like you envision the natural law. Natural law of attraction, law of cause and effect, the law of cohesion, the law of gravity, law of love. All these would have different vibrations to each and every one of you. You wouldn't see it exactly like I would see it. You would see it like you, through all your filters, through your Buddhism, all these filters, all this. You are a conglomerate of all of this and a balance of each. All of it. So if you think like, oh, I'm just going to, no, because your vibration gets in the way. You're going to see it the way you see it. So whether you're in spiritualism or you're here to visit or you're here to just kind of see what it's all about, spiritualism gives you a whole test in your vibration. What it does, makes you responsible for yourself. So that makes some people a little scared because they don't want to be responsible for themselves. They want somebody else to be responsible. So it gets them a little scared. Now they're responsible for everything they do, everything they propel into the motion. And that's why we have to watch what we say, what we do to people, what we converse to people. Once the words leave your mouth, once they attach into somebody's other's auric field, the problem has already occurred. It has not stopped. It's already occurred in that vibration. You can't take the words back and go, oh, I should have. Used to have a lady here, she still lives here, and she used to say, she used to yell at you, and you'd go, whew, and she'd go, cancel, cancel, cancel. Like, too late now. You already did it. You already messed with them. Now you can't say cancel, cancel, cancel. She said, that cancels everything out. No, it doesn't. Because you've already made the energy field crazy for that person. So you made them feel bad. I laugh. My thought to people will walk up to me and say, Lou, you look tired today. You look so wore out. You're so exhausted, Lou. I said, well, I looked just fine till you walked up. I was just fine till you came up here. So the question is what we say to people, what we do to people, what we converse. Be as pleasant as you can. My mother used to say, just smile at people and make them wonder what you're up to. Just smile at them. Just look at them. Just, everybody is traveling a path. Everybody is traveling a journey. When I used to spend time with my grandfather up in North Carolina, he was a Cherokee medicine man. I used to spend time with him walking in the woods up in North Carolina. And when we would sit and walk in the woods, he would take me down paths and have me look at what was in the path. The roots, the rocks, whatever was growing within the path. Letting me understand that that path, that rock, that root was there for a reason. It was to either propel my movement or to hinder it for a moment while I contemplated my next move. But I was always in the path. There was always a vision of where I was supposed to walk. And our lives are a lot like that. We have things ahead of us on the path. They've been placed there for a reason, to propel us on our journey or to stop us for a little while, to get our bearings, to figure out where we're going before we move forward. That's what they're there for. And everything in your life is a purpose. You might not think it's a purpose, but there's a purpose why it happened. It's a purpose. If it worked out really bad, you might have taken the wrong path. You might have to decide, well, next time I'll take a better path. Next time I'll walk in a different way. Walk in a different vibration. Because we believe in this way that the moral responsibility of every individual makes his own happiness or unhappiness. We make our own happiness or unhappiness in our lives, whether we want to be happy or not. It doesn't matter if you've had things happen in your life. Make yourself happy. At some point in your life, some point in this lifetime, you probably were pretty decent, pretty good. Felt pretty good. You looked good. You had good things going on in your life. We had some moment in your life that was awesome. Go back to that point. Take yourself back to that point where you were awesome. Even though things aren't going as good as they should be right now, take yourself back to that point. Back to that awesome moment in your life. Awesome connection. That changes the feeling within your cells, which actually changes the vibration within your body, which actually brings you back to perfect health, vibrations in your life, and starts drawing people in your life that are more positive for you, that are going to allow you to get you to yourself to where you need to be. Drawing the positive energy in your life. If I talk negative up here, give me about 10, 15 minutes, you'll all be thinking negative. You'll all be in that position in your life because I put myself in that space. If you see me walk away from people, it's not like I don't like you. I'm just not going to put myself in that energy. I just move myself somewhere else. I don't place myself there. There's no reason for me to be there. Other people want to be negative? Awesome, great. I'll just make my little movement away. I'll move away. I'll just step back. Place yourself somewhere where you feel more comfortable, vibrations in your life. Do that within your auric field at least once a day. Find yourself that peaceful moment, that connection. Whether you meditate, whether you get quiet, whether you do self-healing, whatever you do to bring yourself to balance, do that at least once a day. Take time in your day for yourself. You can be this, I have clients that go, Lewis, I'm an empath. Whew, I have to go help people. Whew, I got to be there. What? No, not 24/7. We can't be there 24/7. It will wash you out. It will tear you up. It will not allow you to grow. You're not supposed to be in service this whole life and never think about yourself and then end up out of this life going, well, I never went on recess. Whew, that was awful. That was terrible. Why? Take time for yourself at least once a day. Take a moment. Don't have to take an hour. When I used to meditate with a friend of mine. He was in Buddha. He said, "Ooh, meditate 1 hour." Ooh, I couldn't sit for an hour if you drugged me. Maybe about 15, 30 minutes. Boy, I was doing good. An hour. Whew, I was twitching about 45 minutes in. Like, whew, I got to get up. I got to go. I got to move. It's how you perceive it. If you can only meditate for 5 minutes, then do a good 5-minute meditation. Sit quiet for 5 minutes. Do whatever works for you, what fits the vibration for you. If you believe in infinite intelligence, if you believe that there is God, Spirit, all connected around you, this physical body will fall away, but that spiritual body will continue on. It's the thoughts, the vibrations you have within that spiritual body is what you visualize, what you see when you enter the spirit set of life. Don't think that spirit's going to drop you in some kind of dark hole somewhere on the other side and go, ha, that's your new home. How's this look? They will drop you in familiar territory. You'll be in the same place, the same vibration, the same room, the same connection as you are here. They don't scare you. They don't throw you somewhere. They put you in familiar territory when you enter the spirit world. Now, whether you move forward or backwards, that's up to you. But you do have people that love you, people that connect to you, guides, people, situations in your life that are going to produce you and bring you to the other side. But it's where your thoughts are at the end of your life. It's never where you believe that, Lewis, I'm going to go to the spirit world. I'm going, yeah, okay. But where? When you enter the elevator, the great elevator on the other side, you're going to push the button that goes up or push the button that goes down. Your choice. You want to wander around the basement for a little while? Take your choice. But the vibration is, where do you believe that you should be? Where would you think your energy should be? That's what you believe. You believe all this stuff in your life. Remember, journeys in your life have been put there to increase your spiritual growth or to teach you something you wanted to learn. Everything is a movement, something to learn from or something to give back from, to share with others or to learn from the situation to move forward, not to repeat it, not to keep repeating it. I have a lady that's been married 12 times. She's killed 12 husbands. She wore them out. She's 91. She wants to get married again. I said, oh my God, dear, save somebody for somebody else. You're taking them all out, dear. 12 times. She'd get married, he'd die. Get married, he'd die. She just kept going through them like fast. So, wow. So you have to take consideration, we have to set our course. The course and the vibration. What's your course? Is it a lot of rocks on the road? Maybe you need to stop and clear the path. Or you have clear run right now, but you have a few crazies in the woods. There's a few crazies on the woods. Maybe you shouldn't have to deal with them. I've always have a little thing I say about family. Some family members are drive-bys. Keep the windows up, doors locked, drive by and you wave. Never pull up in the driveway because sometimes you get in trouble. You drive by. They say, oh, you should have stopped. Oh, I waved. I waved. God bless you. Sometimes we're born in families, not of families. Sometimes our families are not who we are, who we have brought ourselves to be. Sometimes they are our families. We can't choose our families. They're our families. Sometimes we don't radiate with them. Don't feel guilty about that if you don't. So maybe that's not your journey. You're supposed to be born in the family, but not of them, not connected to them, but just you needed the genes. You needed the vibration of that family tree to get you to where you needed to be. So don't beat yourself up. So many people beat themselves up and say, oh, the relationship didn't work. Well, maybe you only need that person in your life for that time period to get you to where you needed to be. That person didn't need to follow you any further. Only that time period they needed to be there with you. And something better, another door, another vibration is going to open for you. They are just getting you ready for that brand new door that's going to open. So look at the brand new door that is open in your life, not to the door that closed. Because sometimes the door's going to close, it's just going to close, it's not going to reopen. I have people still waiting for their ex-husbands to come back in their life. Waiting, thinking that they're going to come back, but they're already remarried, got children for somebody else. Oh, they're not coming back. Why are you still waiting? Why are you still moving over that situation? In this religion, we want to do the healing, the vibrations in this by connection. And we could go up and down these streets with, I've been in this camp since 1959. I've been here, in and out of this organization since 1959 with my mother, and throughout my life I've been here. I went to school with Victor Voganitz. I was his lieutenant in the Air Force ROTC, and we used to come out here when we were in our high school. So I was always part of this organization, always. And I've known most of the people, most of all of them that have resided within this organization. And everybody's been on their own path, their own vibration. Harry with his little tuning forks. Virginia Bullock with his little flower, and she'd pop you with a flower to make sure that the leaves didn't fall off the flower. If the leaves didn't fall off the flower, you were okay to come in. So there's little rituals that they would go through to do their work. That's what worked for them. That's what fit the vibration for them. You see people come up here and work in mediumship, they have their own little ritual, their own little thing. They touch the podium, they do their little thing. They have their own little ritual. That is the way they get themselves in contact to spirit. And whether you learn what you learn in this vibration is to learn your connection to spirit. By being quiet, by connecting to that higher vibration. What is your connection? Not what somebody taught you. You take from teachings, take what you feel works for you, you tuck it in your pocket. You make yourself a movement of all those teachings and a balance of each. Tell people I'm a Christian, Catholic, Methodist, Spiritualist, but I've got a whole bunch of light. I've got all these other religions that play parts in my vibration. They've got a little home somewhere inside of me because I haven't kicked them out. The rituals are still there. There's different things that I do that still convey from my grandfather who was Native American. I still have those rituals that he taught me that radiate within my vibration. Radiates from my mother's spiritualist, radiate from her. My other grandmother who was Roman Catholic. I get my whole vibration from her, a lot from the rituals of the Catholic Church. Not that I used to steal the holy water and kill vampires with it, but I used to do the rituals from the Catholic Church. Then I married my wife who was Quaker, so there's a lot of rituals with Quakerism, and the Quaker religion. So there's a lot of people I've met in my life that have been through. I've been through a lot of people that have been different religions that I've played part in. I've looked at. I've kind of watered in. I tell people our lives are very simple. We've got an ocean in front of us, all of us. We've got this ocean. Some of us will go to the shoreline, set up our encampment, and that's as far as we go. That's all we do. I'm good here. Some of us will go to the waterline and tuck our toe in, check the water out, see if it's comfortable to get in. Then some of us are out there like dolphins. We're just swimming like dolphins out in the middle of that lake because we've jumped into that universal energy. So it's where you have seen yourself today. Where do you see yourself today? Have you set up encampment on the shoreline? Are you set up there? Or have you moved to the waterline, trying to stick your toe in the water, trying to feel the vibrations? Or have you gone into the water? That's what you have to ask yourself. Have you gone into the water? Or are you still on the encampment? Are you still on the shoreline? We have to ask ourselves that every once in a while. Make sure we don't draw things in our vibration. Some of us carry baggage. Some of that baggage isn't ours. Never was ours. We just collect it. We have it within our vibration. Sometimes we have to get rid of the baggage, the vibrations within your life. Adjust the baggage every once in a while. Adjust it. Throw it out. Get rid of it. You're not here to store things. You're not here to store things you can't use. You're either here, as I said, to help others, with the stuff that you've collected in your life, or to use the stuff that's in your vibration to help you. Not to store stuff back here that's never used. A lot of us have memories, things in our lives that we will never use. Never see them. It's just, no, never see them. I have a thing, we used to travel out with my mother, but there are people in this world that I'll never see. I'll never connect to. I'll never sit down with. I'll never eat dinner with. I'll never know them. They'll live and die on this earth plane. I'll never see them. They're not part of my plan. They're not part of my vibration. Not part of they're not part of the infinite plan for me. You guys can be part of the infinite plan. Hopefully you don't have guns or something, but you should be part of the infinite plan because you're here. I've seen you. You're here. So you're part of that plan. You're part of that plan for my existence. You're part of it. Whether you stay part of it, that's the thing. But you're still part of the plan right now, today. Every one of you are part of the plan today. Might not be the plan tomorrow. You might leave, win the lottery, move halfway across the world. I don't see you again. But for right now, you're part of my plan. You're part of the energy that propels itself in my life. It's not because of you that you're here today. It's the energy that you propel within this room. The energy that you're expelling within this room from your spiritual self is affecting the energy within this space, which then is affecting mine. And my energy is now affecting yours. You'll take part of my energy with you as you leave today, and I'll take part of your vibration with me as I leave today. And as I use that energy to propel to either help me on my spiritual growth or to help somebody else on theirs. But the energy will be used. When we do healing over here, we can put our hands on people. But if you don't accept the healing is never wasted. It'll go somewhere else in the room to somebody else. Never gets wasted. Energy is never just dropped on the floor and say, well, that didn't go anywhere. It just moves somewhere else where it's needed. Because the energy was given in good faith. Whether you take it or not, that's up to you. I've taken energy from you guys, and you take energy from me, from being in the space. You take what you need and what you expect, and then you try to use it in your forward motion. My grandfather used to tell me when we walked the path, he said, what do you need to walk with? And my grandfather used to have this big walking stick. He said, you need a stick? You need a stick to guide you. You just want to use your shoes. Maybe you need to see if your shoes are tied so you don't trip over your laces. He would tell me all these things and we would walk the path. Pick up what you need. Leave the rest for someone else. Don't take it all. Leave enough for other people in the space. because you might find out that another person needed something on that space to help you later down the road. So we have a lot of teachers, a lot of people here in this organization that really want to help and encourage, but a lot of us teach a little differently. We do. We teach our heart, our vibration of what we feel is the highest vibration, and you take energy from Don, me, Joan Piper, all these teachers out here, and you go, ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. And then after a while you go, ooh, I got a nice little energy ball here. That's mine. That's made up of what I felt was perfect for me. So listen to yourself and don't beat yourself up over something that's happened before. Yeah, let it be. Unless they're coming for you and they're going to lock you in the car with a bunch of duct tape, you're good. Because don't let it beat you up over something. Just let it go. Let it be. Because it doesn't matter. Because what you perceive within your vibration, what you bring within your energy field, radiates there. And then when it becomes a habit, then it's kind of hard to get rid of it. Then you get disturbed. Situations in your life are not balanced. If you don't balance your life, you'll never have balance. You have to find balance. You just don't get it. You have to find it. You have to balance. Most of us are sitting on a seesaw waiting for somebody else to come balance the seesaw for us, when we really realize that our spiritual self is on the other side, and our spiritual self will balance the seesaw for us. We don't have to wait for somebody to balance it. Am I good? We still going? All right. Want to make sure. Anybody have any questions you want to ask me?
More of a reflection of something that you said. When you talked about that those of us who serve as spiritualists, that we can't be on 24/7, that we'll burn ourselves out. And just it was coincidental this morning on the way here, I just did a short little live stream about how I love when I turn it off and I can look back at myself at my readings, where I can say, wow, I was really on, that was pretty good, or man, I sucked right there, I was way off base, and it really helps. It does help to recharge. I feel that when I'm able to look from the other side of me,
that's it.
The non-professional, the non-reader, the just average Joe, and I can actually laugh at myself and say, God, that was
not
good.
good. I should have said that. Oh. Because when we're trying to do it 24/7, we're running like, I'm going to blah, 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 blah. We just completely exhaust ourselves. We need those moments so we just go and reflect and go, oh, okay. Then it gives you an idea to say, oh, I shouldn't do that again. Oh, I shouldn't do that. That wasn't good. I don't like that. It won't happen again. You've told your guides, I'm not going to do that again. But if you don't ever reflect, you never know that something didn't work for you. Something didn't really radiate to you. And you always have to take that time for yourself, that vibration time for yourself. So it allows you to grow, allows you to propel itself in motion. As a spiritualist, as a reader, as a healer, you need those moments to just kind of rebalance the energy, rebalance the vibration. Because you always pull things into your life, whether we understand it or not. People drop things. I do readings. I get up in the morning. There's 5-6 people in the living room from the spirit world. They go, she'll be here in a moment. She got a reading at 9 o'clock. So, really? Okay, you here? You want coffee or anything? No. So as soon as the people start coming in my office, people start getting off the couch and they go walking in my office behind them. And I'm going, okay. And then once the couches are all empty, I go, oh, no more readings today. Everybody's gone. But the question is spirit will show up. But it doesn't mean you have to continually have them all the time talking to them. I have code words. I turn it on, turn it off. I'm not on. When I would turn it on, I'd give a code word, turn it on. I want to be off. I do a code word, I turn it off. Because I don't want to be on 24/7, because spirit will just drains you. It just drains the vibration within your auric field. You don't have yourself as a high vibration. If you're exhausted, tired, sick, ill, you're no good with anybody else. Nobody wants to look at you if you're crazy-eyed. Nobody wants to talk to you if you're a little crazy-eyed. I have a gentleman on YouTube, I think it's cute. His eyes are all red and crazy. He hasn't shaved in 3-4 days. He forgot to put his teeth in. He's trying to do a podcast. I'm going, who's listening to you today? Nobody. Because you need to find yourself. find that vibration. Make yourself healthy. Keep yourself balanced. The balance, that's it. Your balance might be different than mine. Your balance could be a whole different vibration than mine. But find your balance within the work. Your balance, not mine. You might not want to do my balance. My wife thinks I work way too much. But
What is your code word?
I'm not telling you.
Then it would be code.
It's a code. Secret Service man. But the question here is understand that you are the proprietor of the business. You are. Yes.
One thing about, you talked about being on the edge, and whether you dive in or whether you just dip your toe and play, about not going in the water. Any words on how to encourage yourself to make a leap that you sort of in your spirit know that it's there, but for some reason there's something just holding you back from the water?
I usually talk to my guides. I used to talk to the spirit helpers or people on the other side. I said, well, guys, if you want me to do something, I think I should be doing that. Could you show me some signs? Show me some signs to that. Then I watch. Sometimes people just slap you and throw you in the water. But most of the time, they'll bring in vibrations to bring you to where you need to be. It might not happen right away, but they'll usher you slowly because they want to get you in the water. They don't want you to run from the water. They want to get you into it. So they'll slowly maneuver you. So they'll put things in your vibration to get you there. You might leave here today to go see somebody, you greet somebody, you meet somebody here today. They say something that just clicks in your mind. Then it happens again. Then you go, oh, then you see it. You go, oh my God, I should probably look at this because this has happened a few times. Guides will lead you. They don't make you, but they will lead you. They will help you. So I always talk to my guides. I say, what do you think I should be doing? Should I do this? Should I put this in motion? My guides will stand at the front door. If you walk into my room and my guide Jeff stands behind me and goes, don't do them. Lock your door. They're crazy. I'll just open my door and they say, are you doing readings today? I go, no, not doing them today. Booked all day. Because if my guide says no, I just listen to them. They say no, I'm just listening to them. I don't venture. I've tried that before. It didn't work out well. So I just don't venture. But they say no, I listen. And that's when I do things in my life, I ask them. I said, I look for the repetition. It's like 333, 222, 111. All those master numbers, those are angelic presence trying to speak to you or guides. Everybody's time people see repetition of numbers, you should stop at that moment and say, okay guys, what are you trying to tell me? Stop at that moment. Don't wait and say, oh, I saw that a few days. Nope, that moment it's happening. What are you trying to tell me? Because if they think they got your attention, they'll try to talk to you. You have to talk to them now. What do you got for me? What are you trying to tell me? Well, let them talk to you. They talk to me all the time, but that's out of years of doing this. You might be having that first thing. They might just be putting the hearing aid in and turning the volume up a little bit. You might be just at that point that they're trying to talk to you. Tell them, I hear you. What are you trying to tell me? That just recharges the batteries, recharges the energy within your vibration. But remember, you are at the shoreline. Whether you're in the water, whether you're there, you can tell yourself, oh, I'd love to go. Something's happening. I should probably do that. Watch what keeps happening. If you're supposed to go to Colorado and you go, I think I should go to Colorado. It's spiritual. Then somebody says, oh, I'm visiting here from Colorado. You say, oh, there's Colorado again. Somebody enters your life and says, oh my God, we'd love you to come out to Colorado. Here's some plane tickets. You probably go to Colorado because now Spirit has maneuvered it enough for you to get there. But it's where our thoughts are, our vibrations within our lives. Remember that. It's where your thoughts are. If you believe that, oh my God, this is going to be awful, it's going to be awful. It'll be terrible. It won't work well because your thoughts have gone there. Yeah. Go ahead.
The positive and everything, and keeping everything positive and uplifting, and the everything's going to be good and great. And I'm having difficulty with truly internalizing that. I can say it, but there's just something that I just.
See, when I do this, I tell people there's a part in your life, Corey, that some part in your life, maybe when your teenage years, your 20s, didn't matter, there's a part in your life was just awesome. Oh my God, it was just awesome. You take your mind back to there. Not to where you are, back to where you were. Take that and energize the cell memory within your cells to bring forth that energy from that time period. Because if you just focus on what's going on now and you're saying, I'm trying to get it positive, it might not be positive. You might have a lot of stuff going on around you going, this is not positive, this is not good right now. Don't focus on what's now. Take your energy back to where it was positive. And sit for a moment in that energy. Feel that vibration. Take a picture of yourself take a picture of an album when you were young, when you were in that space. Look at it, hold it in your hand, take a meditation, get quiet for a moment, bring yourself back to that moment, and that'll energize your cells. You might not get there right away, but it'll start energizing you and getting you to where you need to be. It will. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We get ready for church service, so thank you for tuning in today. Thank you.